You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Test. Okay. Let's get this right. 1 second. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing? Oops, my cameras are really low. That's what's happening. Okay, sweet. I think I'm going to have to redo this guy. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. I apologize for the slightly late start. I will keep my talk to a minimum. When I used to teach locally in-person classes, we'd always start with a 10-minute. Oh, Rhonda's here. Sweet. I'm not saying this specifically to Rhonda, but to anybody, that the best place to watch is on YouTube. You can watch on Facebook for sure, but because my internet is so shitty, and to make it look good, I broadcast out in this really weird set of dimensions, and it looks extra weird on Facebook. Plus they also kick us off. So let me say hello to everybody. Mantra, I forgot what your real name is, Mantra, but welcome. I love it when you're here. Claire and Carla. Louisa is I'm a zookeeper. And Louisa has told me that she likes it when I call, hopefully I've been pronouncing your name correctly, but that she likes it when I call people by name. So if you would rather me not call your real name out, if I know it and you'd rather me not, totally cool and completely fine. Okay, so because we're starting off just a smidge late, let me go ahead and introduce the concepts for tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about breaks, and with Rex is excited about the breaks class. You can just tell he's excited. We're going to be doing breaks tonight. You know, I say this every time that I teach breaks, that the situation is this. I never, ever, ever saw anyone stop the hoop with kind of an intent and a purpose. I never heard anyone call it a break before I did. Some people credit me with the concept of breaks in the hoop world. That is how I see it, that I popularized it, it was something that I did that I had not seen somebody else do. But it's a circle, it's a hula hoop, they've been around forever. It's very possible that in some other, in some other culture or system or whatever, that people were doing breaks all the time. The reason that I called them breaks was that it had a sort of multi-layered reason. One was that it literally broke the momentum of the hoop. And then it also, I would do it a lot to break beat music, and I found that the breaks gave me a way to dance more directly, like more in the way that I was used to, like specifically with breakbeat and then just hip hop beats in general. And I would use it. And so tonight what we're doing is we're going to be talking about breaks, but I really want to pay attention to the music. And because of that, I'm going to be bouncing between my SoundCloud and my iTunes, but there's always music info, hopefully, up for you. And so, so I want to make sure that we're clear here. I've said if you're a beginning hooper, there seems to be a growing confusion in the hoop world. I don't know. I don't think they know they're confused, but they keep saying breaks and paddles, and you'll see that what they're doing is just a bunch of breaks. I want to make sure that we're super clear tonight. We're only working on breaks. We're not doing paddles. Now, I can't see you. You can do what the hell you want to, but just so we don't have confusion, I'm not teaching breaks and paddles tonight. A break and a paddle are two different things, right? And they are the exact opposite of each other. A break is when we break and stop the momentum. So tonight we're going to roll through about 7 or 8 of these if we get to it, and I don't want to take too much more time because it's almost 7:15 already. So thank you guys for joining me, by the way. And big news. There will not be a class on Monday, and there may not be a class Thursday. Tara and I have both had big weeks, especially Tara. Let's take a look at just you, babe. There you are. Tara's had a big week, and she just rented her place. She fixed it up, her entire place, bought furniture and did the whole thing. And so she's having a new tenant move in this Saturday. So a big, a big week for her. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, we're going to the beach. That's why we're not going to have class, because we've had this big summer so far, and we're going to the beach for a little vacay. Isolated beach, it's all good. And anyway, so I will not be here for Monday's class. We won't have any surprise jams you have to worry about. I will try to be back. Oh, actually, I will be back Thursday. Actually, I know that already. Yeah, so we will have class Thursday, a week from today. All right, so let me just jump on in, because I'm really excited about this class. I don't want to talk it up. Okay. Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. If you haven't seen the stream before, our wonderful dog's name is Rex, and he gets a little freaked out by Sway for some reason. We don't know exactly what, but he gets a little freaked out by Sway, so. If you're joining me for the first time, Sway is when you move any way you want to. Oh, sweet. Nice, listen. San Francisco. God, I miss San Francisco. I haven't been in forever. Oh, sweet. Yeah, hooping at the beach is tough. I guess that's okay. Okay. If you're doing this for the first time, Sway is a free-form movement session. And I mean that completely and entirely. You just move the way you want to. Audible breath in. always, in the first portion of class, if you can let me know if the music's not just right, or you need the music louder, or me softer, or me louder and the music softer, let me know. Happy Thursday, everyone. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Open, open, open. Let's think and focus on, hey buddy, expansive verbs like open, words like grow, words like open, words like clear. Open. Audible breath in. Optimism. Optimism. Spoken word is a vibration. That's how our ears hear it. And so it comes into us as a vibration. And it's easy to imagine that that vibration can be carried into the body. And that the body knows that vibration. And so one aspect of mantra, or of repeating a phrase over and over, is the vibration. And how your body reacts to that vibration. I invite you to pick a word, a mantra, and for the next minute, say that word either out loud or in your heart, over and over again. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Here's me. Hey, everybody. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started right now with the class. And you can go ahead and grab your hoops if you're ready for that. Let's fix that angle. All right. And so the first thing we're going to do right now is we are going to warm up. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and warm up our core. Oops. Rex has got that extra energy today. Oh, I see. Okay, on the core. That should be a little bit louder, I think. Okay, so there's a few things. This is our foundations class, so there's a few things that we're going to go ahead and make sure everybody has as a foundation, especially people watching on replay if you haven't taken one of my classes before. Of course, when you first start off, you're just warming up, right? And so you're going to let the rhythm slowly build as it moves around you, right? But then it gets a little bit more active, proactive than that, because eventually, once you... Oops. Sorry, I'm noticing some things here. I don't want to peek anybody's speakers out here. Okay. So then, once we get the rhythm going and we're feeling comfortable with it, then we try to recruit more and more body parts, essentially. One of those that we want to recruit is the legs, and that's kind of the easiest. The more you use your legs and the more you use your feet specifically, the less you have to move back and forth, you know, in the belly dance type of thing. So as I'm warming up, and even though we're going to be working on breaks tonight, I want to get my whole body warmed up. And then as I'm warming up my feet, right, I can also try to warm up my feet in front of each other or stepping back behind each other. For instance, this is me if I step, like, you know, my right foot comes across into day. I'll give you the bird's eye, a little bit easier to see this kind of thing. There she is, folks. But this is me stepping across. You see that, like that foot coming forward? So I come forward, boom. Now, when I step across and it's going to the side that the hoop is traveling to, right, then I'm turning with the current. I'm turning with the current, right? If I'm going to the left right now and I step with my left foot in front of my right, my left foot goes in front of my right, then I'm actually cutting, and that's a different sensation. So there's stalling and there's cutting, okay? So if I turn, I'm going to the left, if my right foot steps in front, that's stalling, that's turning with it. If I'm going to the left and my left foot steps across in front of my right, you'll feel the difference immediately. That's called a cut, and it's going to feel different. And then of course you can do continuous cuts or continuous stalls. If you're a beginner, I really recommend continuous stalls. So that would look something like this, where one leg always stepping in the direction of the current with it. For those of you that know your AM and PM tree, that's your AM sun. And then if I can step in front, then I can totally step behind, right? And so then the same thing happens again. I put my left foot behind me, step up behind me. But if I go with the wrong foot, I cut. So it's turning with the current as a stall, turning against it as a cut. knowing that relationship really helpful when it comes to breaks, but we're not going to be working on that, and I don't want to burn us out with a lot of core hooping right now, so we're not going to spend too much more time here. I turn with it, stalling, turn against it, I'm cutting. Now the second thing that I want to do, or whatever number we're on right now, is move my hands. And Tara's a natural at this. Like because she's a mover, she does it anyway. But not everybody is, especially if you do any kind of like computery stuff. This is going to be one of the best exercises for you. And so as I'm waist hooping or shoulder hooping or whatever, I always keep my hands active. So we're going to spend about a minute just keeping the hands active. I always tell beginners to, imagine that while you're hooping, you're completely blindfolded in a room you've never been in, okay? So instead of keeping your arms out like this, like where you're running into it, face first and anything, you push your arms out. There you go. Good. And then again, I don't want to spend too much time core hooping because we got a long class and I don't want to burn us out. But we're going to warm up the shoulders. So if you do know how to shoulder hoop, come up, come up, come up. If you are learning your shoulders, I cannot recommend enough that you step. Stepping is usually the missing piece. And once you start stepping, it might be worse at first, but it will help. This is rooted shoulders. This is when I am not moving my feet at all. And then this is stepping. And if I take big steps that are beyond the hoop. That's enough of that. All right, so tonight's not going to be... Oh, sweet. Shane, you're here. Jennifer's here. Sweet. Okay. Okay. That's enough of that. All right. Let's hop over. Yeah, okay, cool. We're going to jump over onto my SoundCloud. I don't know if this music info is going to work right, but we'll try it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about breaks. And a break... Just if anyone is watching, I've done 2 or 3 breaks classes. There's a pretty good one called Breaks versus Paddles, but this one's just focused on breaks. But a break, just to remind everybody, is when you stop the hoop and then you don't have to send it back for it to be a break. If I send it back, it becomes a reverse, okay? So a break is when I break the hoop, stop it. Now you might be wondering, well, how would a break not be a reverse? Well, if I'm going around the waist and I do a two-handed break and I stop the hoop, but I don't change directions, then I've just broken the rhythm, right? This is sort of the old sort of conveyor belt, boom, 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 boom. All these things have directions, right? Okay. So a couple of tips on breaks, and then I'm not gonna talk too long, but we're gonna move into an exercise. One is the more that I twist, the better, okay? Because that twisting is gonna help me catch the hoop, and that's gonna keep it flat. And then as I twist back, it's gonna help me throw the hoop, and that's gonna keep it flat. When I send the hoop back, I want to send it into the core. I don't want to send it, I'm not sending a beer, like sliding a beer down a long bar, right? I'm bringing it into me, right? I'm bringing the hoop into me between the two trees. So this is what they would look like. I'll go ahead and... We're all kind of wired differently, but if you are like me and you find repetitive action to be kind of soothing in a way, then you are in luck with breaks, because The more you do them, the better you get at them. These are on the waist. Now, the way that I can get really sharp with my breaks is to do what we used to call a fit of breaks, a fit of breaks. And a fit of breaks is when you don't let the hoop reverse. You're just constantly going from one hand to the other hand. And so the hoop is really only traveling like a small distance across your body as you're doing it. Like in this case, I am only making contact with my day side, right? The hoop is rolling across my day side. That's the front half of me. And it's hardly hitting my back at all. Oh, I don't think I'm getting Facebook messages anymore. Now, as I do more and more of these, I'll give you the bird's eye one more time. Do you see how I'm turning with it? Boom, boom, boom. Now, while you're down there, we can do... Most people don't do breaks at the waist, so we're not going to spend too much time on this, but we're just going to try a couple of concepts. The other concept, if I break the hoop with both hands, right? So I stop it, I catch it with both hands and turn. And you can put a little bit of grip on this to keep the hoop flat. This is called a one tree break, and that's when, it doesn't make sense. This is when you're acting like one tree. It's a 2-point, double samurai break, anything would work. Now, what this is doing is it's putting both of your hands on the hoop at the same time. So it's a good gateway exercise to get to what's called a first tree break or an AM break, and this one's tricky. Instead of the hoop going to your left and you catch it with your left hand, or going to the right and catch it with the right hand, you reverse that. And so the hoop is going to my right now, but I'm gonna catch it with my left hand. So I'm gonna come across, kind of like in a seatbelt type thing, and pull it back across from me. So these are called AM breaks or first tree breaks. And they're hard. And what they require is some figuring out of the body. So I'll put some music up and let you just practice these a little bit. Tara just asked me if I could do it the other way so she can sort of see it from that angle. And then for you folks at home, I'll show you the bird's eye one more time. It can be pretty tricky, but here's what we're talking about. You see this hand? It's going to come to this side of the body and catch the hoop there. This hand to this side of the body, catch the hoop there. So it's going to come across, catch. Then I push, kind of like you're just sort of laying, you're just sort of unrolling the hoop back onto you. Getting it back in the other direction is the hardest part of this. But what can really help is just run. It's almost like a long trace, like where I'm right here, and then as I'm bringing it back, I'm just like letting my hand kind of trace it and smearing it across my body. What we've got here is a PM break. That means basically these terms refer to how the hoop travels. The first tree, you have two trees. The first tree to see the sun is your AM tree or your AM side, okay? And so the hand that belongs to that side is what's making the break. So these would be called AM breaks because as the hoop is rolling to my left, my right side is the first side that's getting contact, and I gotta come over and catch it with that hand. Okay, so, and then we have these two here, and then we have the traditional PM breaks. And then, I guess one last thing I'll say to add a break, and then I think what we'll do is I'll play a song or just shut up and let you guys practice some of these, or not practice. For those of you that really like off body, or you really like folding, or that, you're not such into core hooping as much, you can do these smeary type breaks. If I take that same double-handed break, I can push with the bottom hand and I get this awesome hinge on it, right? So I'm here, and as I make this break, if I push with the bottom hand, then I got this really nice hinge, and the hoop just folds out really nice and cleanly. I can do the same thing, of course, from any of the hands, whether it's one grip or two grip. If I stop the hoop with a PM and then pull up, I create a nice smeary fold, a contact fold that comes off of that, right? If I stop it, just the first tree, but just pull it off. So breaks, offer a lot more than just a chance to, beat. Okay, but I'm going to shut up because I want you to hear the beat of the song and move to that. Try a little bit more. Well, actually, let's go ahead and talk about shoulder breaks, and then we'll just move into a strong song. So if you can't shoulder hoop, this next part's a little bit difficult for you, but I've known a lot of people that have learned to shoulder hoop by doing breaks. So if I'm going to do shoulder breaks, I'm going to come up, run my hand parallel to the hoop here, and I'm going to recommend that you keep your elbow as high to the hoop as you can. Instead of keeping it low, keep it high. So I'm here, and I'm going to catch it. Instead of keeping my elbows tucked in like they are right now, like I've got them almost touching. This is what a lot of hoopers do. And it's kind of it's just a physics issue, right? Like the wider base I get, the more stopping power I have, and the cleaner I can keep the hoop. All right. Actually, let's hear some actual break beats. Let's get it going. All right, here we go. Quick demo here if you need it. I'm keeping my elbows out and I'm turning. Nice, T. When I come to bring the hoop back into me, I'm pushing it into me, right? Not that way, this way, through the two trees. But of course, those AM breaks that we're coming across the body, they're a lot easier at the shoulders. They're hard at the waist. They're a lot easier at the shoulders. I'll show you what they are. This is PM breaks. This is me just what most hoopers do. And then this is an AM break where I'm going to come across and pull it back across me. This is me doing a fit of AM, just going from AM to AM break. Turning towards the stop. That kind of helps at first. Instead of just keeping it like super still, sometimes when you're trying to get these, turn into the stop, turn into the break, and then uncoil, right? Nice, T. see it well enough that he's really using her legs right now, and that's making a big difference. Oh no. Exactly, and you want the hoop level, right? Speed is your friend, right? When it comes to hooping or reverses, speed is your friend. And you want the hoop to stay level because it's easier to reverse, right? Like if the hoop is wonking every time you go to reverse it, that's hard. So what you want to do is keep that momentum in a nice, easy, straight line. And of course you're going to mess up, but that's the beauty of reverses, right? Is that every time you reverse the hoop, every time you break it, it gives you a chance to fix it, if that makes sense. It sort of goes against everything the English language stands for. Okay. So we're going to talk, I want to hit a couple of different topics here, and T, you're doing amazing. She's worked so hard this week. I can't believe she's still standing, really. But so we're going to talk a little bit about sticky breaks. And if you're at the waist, you can do these at the waist too. And this is a small thing, but a sticky break is just when your hand sticks to the hoop during the break. Okay, so it's just bouncing back and forth there, right? And so my hand, I'll show you in the bird's eye. My hand is actually never leaving the hoop. But I'm still turning, you see that? And that can be a great way to teach yourself the AM break, is to just keep your hand. You're used to doing this, right? You're used to this. And so all I'm suggesting is that you just keep your hand on it for one time. Those are sticky breaks. Let me bring some music back. I was kind of digging that. We only have, all right, we're going to go about 20. Since we got a little bit of late start, we're going to go maybe 5 past. But so sticky breaks are also to be related to what's called a hug break. The sort of Ann Humphreys hug break is similar to this. So if I'm on the waist, I'm doing that one tree thing. I'm doing where both hands are making contact, but I'm keeping it sticky so both hands are making contact with the hoop. And this is called sticky, right? No, this is the Ann Humphreys hug break, and what she's doing is she just moves so fast back and forth, but the hoop is more or less pinned there, right? What I'm suggesting is a little bit different. She does these really well too, but this is sort of the hug or the cradle break or sticky break your way all the way up and down the body. I'll show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. I haven't done this in a while, so hopefully I can work this out. But I put a little bit of grip on it, but mostly I'm just walking it down. You can definitely walk it up like this PM, like if you want to, each time you bring it up, you push it back, you just angle it a little bit up, and you can walk or lower the hoop. I'm doing the two kind of up and down the body. Don't sweat it, jump, 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 with 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 it, bounce, 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 with it, no sweat it. All right. Okay, I'm going to keep that going, but I want to. mute me. I wish I had 2 tracks. You could just mute me and listen to music if you wanted to, but... Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Okay, I think I just need to boom it up a little bit. All right. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about a different type of break. Now, these breaks really are more of a shoulder break than at the waist. You probably could do them at the waist, but these are more shoulder breaks. And so what these are called wrap breaks. And a wrap break is when you wrap your hand around the hoop and you use that as leverage to help stop it. So I'm going to show you what a series of... Oh gosh, that's too bad. We don't want to hear that right now. Yeah, okay, this will work. So a wrap break is when I am, and we used to call them paddle breaks until that just didn't make sense anymore. But basically what it is your hand sort of goes up to grab the hoop, and it does kind of give it a little bit of a paddle, and then it wraps around it either with grip or without, and then you pull that back, okay? So I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like this. I could really use my close-up. I should have hooked up close-up cam tonight. If you can't figure out what I'm doing, watch it on replay. The replays are pretty good. They're in high definition, and you can kind of see things a lot better. But my hand is stopping it. It's like I come up, wrap around, pinch the hoop that way. Pinch meaning stop it. These are called wrap breaks. And then they can be pretty fun because you can make a wrap break. I'm gonna give you loads of time to work on this, but you can make a wrap break can be sticky as well. And then you kind of get into this sort of samurai territory. So if this is a wrap break. If I keep it sticky, then this is what I'm doing, right? And this can be a fun little exercise, especially for those of you that are trying to use the hoop to get in shape. This is a fun one to just bounce back and forth. So I'll show you the wrap break. Wrap, 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 wrap. All right. And then this is me switching hands. And then this is me, there's loads of opportunities here. Like this is me going from one AM wrap break to another AM wrap break, right? All right, let's play some music and give you a chance to practice or not practice.
People clap now, clap your hands now, people clap your hands. Clap your hands now, people clap now, clap your hands now, people clap your hands. Clap your hands now, people clap now, clap your hands now, people clap your hands.
Super duper clear. A PM break is when the hand is stopped. The hand that's stopping it is on its native side when it stops it, right? My right hand's on my right side, my left hand's, that's a PM. That's the direction that the sun is traveling forward. AM is the side that the hoop is going away from in a way, like just like the day goes away from the morning, the hoop is going away from the AM side. Okay, we're on about a 9-second delay, so you guys can fire questions away if you have them. I don't know who's here. Unfortunately, my software won't show me who's here when they're here, so I love it when you say hi. I'm gonna go. Okay. All right, so we're gonna talk kind of, now this might be a little bit tricky for some of you. Well, basically all breaks are 2-point breaks, but they can be done in a more obvious 2-point style. And so that's when we bring the elbows, like I said, we bring them higher. And what you're trying to do is stop the hoop somewhere between your like bicep, tricep, and then your forearm. So my hand is not making contact on it at all, and it's just my arm, okay? Now to do this, you'll have to make sure that your turn is perfect and that your cut back is perfect. And so this is kind of a grace move. Like it takes some building too, but this is what it looks like when you're doing it, okay? Now the reason it can be cool is it just feels cool, and it can be super, like feel super tight to you. If your hoop is wanting to drop on you, keep the elbows high, and that'll kind of keep a shelf up under. Boom, boom. Plus I'm
It's hard to keep my elbows high.
Tara's rebelling, y'all. I can.
I'm just saying it's hard. I can't keep my elbows high.
Say it again, babe. I got the mic on now.
I can't keep my elbows high.
She can't keep her elbows high, is what she's saying. So one thing that helps is to turn with the hoop, right? Boom, 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 boom. But to be fair, Spiral says that I have really fucked up arms. All right, but what I was going to show you guys is that if you can start to do more 2-pointy breaks where you're not using your hand, then you can kind of style the hands to do all kinds of different things, right? And so they're not touching, so then they're kind of like free, like I can grab. And you're sort of secretly, as your teacher, just to cheat a little bit and give you a heads up, this is how pinch break works. Pinch breaks work the same sort of 2-point concept. And so if you can develop it down here, it can help you develop it up here. So let's bring some music up. I know I'm talking a little bit tonight, but this is sort of a technique class tonight. Show you guys one more time what it looks like from up top. Nice. This is what it looks like from up top. See how my hands can move. I can do anything I want to with them. Well, kind of. Right. And then this is what pinches look like. And can you kind of see the similarity? This is me going from I'm over, no, I'm under, I'm over, under. So, Louisa, what you're going to want to do there's a couple of things that help with pinch breaks. One is feel the flex of the pipe. Feel the flex of the hoop itself. That flex will actually help you. So you can kind of, even if you have the tightest hoop in the world, you can still feel a little bit of flex. Vibe with that flex. Respond to that. It will help. And then also, most people, the reason their pinches don't work is they're not quick enough. It's a really quick move. It's a very quick move. Nice, T. It's a quick move. So I'm here, right? I'm not going to turn. If I turn too much with it, like a regular break, it's going to stop, right? So what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm feeling the flex of that pipe. So I want to get out in front of the outside wall. I want to feel the springiness of my hoop, right? No, some hoops are more springy than others, but I've done these with aluminum hoops. I mean, it's possible, anything's possible. And then, of course, what's making the pinch happen is for those of you that are new to this, your arm is coming down. It gets on the outside wall, and what creates the pinch is it's pinched between your underarm and, some part of your shoulder, chest, whatever. Okay, all right. Hey, can you say that again, man? Okay. Tara says it's like when you're a kid and you're making the fart noise, which but that is kind of the pinch. And you are definitely going to get bruised. You're going to have some bruises in some weird places tomorrow. That's what breaks are about. It's going to walk every now and then. Just pick it back up and go for it. Now you can do AM pinch breaks, and Humphreys is really good at these. It's hard for me to do them with the hoodie. I'm going to try it with this hoodie on, then I may have to disrobe here. But this is the AM. If you want to try the AM, you come across, pinch the hoop, and then go back. So I'm coming across, drop the elbow once I'm all the way across. And these are AM or first tree pinch breaks. That one's my right's looking kind of good. Left could use some more. All right, there we go. And I can't emphasize enough, just feel that sort of spring in your hoop. That's a series of them, and can go consecutive from first tree to first tree to first tree. Boom. Okay, where are we at on time? Okay. So I think what we'll do, just so I don't kill my girlfriend tonight, I think we'll bring it in. Yeah, I don't mean to blame you. All right. So for our last break, sorry we didn't get to more of these. I'm not sure how many we got to, and but they're fun to work on. Maybe they got you revved up. But one break that you can do is called a samurai break, and a samurai break is when you break the hoop with your hands. You stop the momentum with. You stop the hoop. Nice, sweet. You stop the hoop with your hands. And then one of the cool things is when you're in double point, you can use that to create more momentum to reverse it, right? And so I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if I'm up here on the shoulders, now again, I can do this at the waist, but almost everybody just breaks up at the shoulders. So if you're learning shoulder hooping, this will just give you one more reason to want to learn it. But I push through with my hands and grip the hoop, okay? So it's here. And it's kind of like a wrap, except I'm just going to go ahead and push it, and then push it all the way off the court if I want to. And so one of the ways you can do this is if you like stalling, like if you like sustained spinning, I can push off and then spin, 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 spin. Boom. But what is cool is that when I go to put the hoop back on me, I leverage my hands, meaning I pull one hand back and push the other hand forward for where I want the hoop to go. So if I'm going to the left, I would pull my left hand back, right? I would give with that hand, push with the right, and I get this nice, like, crisp push back. Like, see how clean the hoop is just going back? And you don't have to over-exaggerate this, just being aware of the concept will help. But these are called samurai breaks at the shoulders. And I'll show you that little circuit I was just doing because, like I said, for those of you that are like me and repetitive action is soothing, this can be a very soothing thing. What I'm doing right now is just a single indirect pass. I'm in double samurai. I push it. It rolls up on top of my high elbows. It comes back around, and then I grip it again. So I'm stopping it here. I push, stop it here. Push. Give you the bird's eye. Just see if you can. But you see how I'm using my arms to push. The bigger point that I'm trying to make in all of this is that you want to push. If you push your arms, right, you'll make a lot of cool reverses. Let's play some music, and we'll call it at night after this. So this is one of those times where me demonstrating it might make more sense than what I could talk about. So I'm going to show you sort of what you can do with this kind of samurai gooey breaking, right? I grip the hoop anytime, and then I can control so much of it. So I'm not flailing anymore, right? The moment the hoop goes wonky on me, I just samurai grip it. That's a break, right? And then I can use my leverage. I can turn my hand or push my hands together or leverage them together to create lots of zip on the hoop. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys one last thing you can do or not do. I'm only going to show it to you for a second, and then we'll pick this up in some other class. But I want to just show you, and the bird's eye will really help you see it the best. So when you're doing like real samurai breaks, or not real, but when we used to do samurai breaks, we used to always think of samurai as a one-point technique, meaning that if my hand was touching it, then no other part of me could be touching it. Now, we don't do that anymore, but that's how it was. And so I want to show you this cool type of breaking where the hoop is breaking, but it's not touching your core. Do you see that? I'm almost in the center there. And so as it comes down, what I have to do is twist with it and then bring it back up. And then this is what it would look like if I did AM ones. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Here we go. Oh, I hit the mic. I mean the cam. Do you see that? And then I'll give you the heads-on look on this, and then we'll play some music and get out of here. So this is the move. And this will really develop some hand strength. Now this is if I do it with two hands, and you might as well, right? And this is a little black belty, but you can go ahead and start to push a hand into the hoop as you come up. And then you've got this kind of cool, nice sort of vortexy like float thing. I'm stopping. It's off the body, right? Second completely. Now this is just for style, right? Like it doesn't make you a bad hooper if you can't do it. Doesn't make you a good hooper if you can. It's just a style point thing. Okay. All right. I'll stop teaching. We're going to let a little free hoop action go. Of course, you can take a break. You can not hoop, whatever. We're going to take it a little bit. We've been going hard, so we're going to... And you can free hoop any way you want to. You can move, not move, stretch, keep going.
My boy, be 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 my boy. I've been thinking about those things you said. I've been thinking about those things we did. I've been thinking about those things you do. I've been thinking about those things you made me do too. Be my boy, be my boy, be my boy, be my boy. I was hypnotized by your very eyes, like a tiger.
You're welcome, Claire, and thank you, Jennifer.
You were hungry.
Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. Thank you, Carla, Louisa, Shayla.
Be my boy, be my boy, be my boy. Diamonds, candy pills, $1 million bills. You can try, but you can't buy me, buy me. Diamonds, candy pills, $1 million bills. You can try, but you can't buy me. You can slide, slide, slippity slide, hip hop, and no stop. I'll never be on my knees. You can slide, slide, slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop, 'cause I'll never be on my knees. When I saw you on the street, I just had to look away. You were so sweet, sexy steez.
Thank you, Kelly.
Relax. Street boy, please. Wait a second.
Kelly, it was nice to have you live.
Slide, slide.
We missed it. I know you guys are back to life.
Hop and don't stop. I'll never be
Aw.
on my
That was really sweet.
knees. You can slide, slide, slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop. I'll never be on my knees. I've been thinking about why you act so proud. I've been thinking about what's this shit about. Am I losing control? Am I losing my soul? Just tell me, am I losing you? Be my boy, 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 be my boy.
Thank you, Mantra.
Be my boy, be my boy. Diamonds,
Hey, Jordan,
candy
sweet.
pills, $1 million bills. You can
If you
try,
ever want to see a class, I offer an
but you
HD
can't buy
replay,
me.
totally free,
You
on
can
YouTube. It shows up the next
slide,
day. It takes about
slide,
14 hours, but
you
it'll
can
be there.
Hop and don't stop, 'cause I'll never be on my knees. You can slide, slide, slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop, 'cause I'll never be on my knees. I've been thinking about, I've been thinking about. I've been thinking
to our last little song, and
Losing you.
love it, love it. Okay, we'll move into our last song. Tonight you can stretch or you can bow out if you like. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna try to balance my way out of this one. But this is our very last song tonight.
You